unstable internet connection. Welcome to pod time, bitches. What you guys been up to this week? New schedule?
Well, I have trick or treating.
Really? Oh wow. Oh, nice. Nice. I thought you were going to say that there was even less than 4 houses on that neighborhood, but I'm glad she made out with a good haul. No, I watched some scary movies, but Maritza and Jay are out of town, so I didn't really do much. Plus, it's on a Tuesday, and I got to get up for early for work the next morning. So I thought about doing karaoke, but I didn't. I just watched some movies and went to bed on time. Nothing super exciting, but the movies were good. One, and one of the ones that we are going to be talking about tonight, the Five Nights at Freddy's. Puerno. The
Is
real
there a
movie.
porno version of it?
No, it's a Puerno.
Just trying to get my furry on. Am I glitching?
Yeah, because you got a
I didn't think I was
unstable
glitching.
connection.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, we can still hear you though. So
What's to say? Oh, okay. Well, if you guys can hear me, then I guess that's all that matters. Uh, my trick or treating was good. I went somewhere new. I went somewhere new. I went to my girlfriend's neighborhood, which is a lot bigger than I thought. We went down one road, which led us through a maze of other roads. And by the time we had circled out of all the maze that we were in, we had only gone like a block. But there was so many houses that were actually giving out candy, and they were giving out handfuls of candy, and some of them were giving out actual regular sized candy bars. That even though we were out there for an hour and a half, we had only gone one block. They had at least a half of a tote bag of candy each.
mm,
So they had a good score,
nice.
and and they got to see like $1 million homes. It was insane. Like she lives off of Happy Valley, which I know I shouldn't probably give away on the pod, but Happy Valley is a huge ass area now. Apparently, this place I don't know.
I forgot. I actually went to Fear
What
Farm though. It wasn't on Halloween, but it was the weekend before, um, with my brother and his wife, and it was a lot of fun. Um, they only had four haunted houses, four attractions this year, though. I think they usually have five or six, but they had four, so it went by a little quick. They didn't have the last couple of times I went. They've had those little mini escape rooms. You get to like $5 extra, and you get a little mini escape room. They didn't have that. But the houses were good. Um, I got a bunch of times this time because usually I get got once, really good each time, once, and uh, I got like immediately, and I
I
got multiple times this time, so I was happy with that.
I'm so happy that somebody else went. I have a question for you,
Okay,
Porkfest, because I don't know if the same person was there with you that was there when I went there, because we went obviously on different days, but I believe it was. Well, yeah, right. Uh, I believe it was the third haunted house we went to. I want to say it was the Sinister Circus,
okay, I kind of remember
but
that.
there was one area. I can't remember which one it was exactly, but there was one where we turned a corner and it was kind of like a bar. Like there was a bar in there, and it led through another little like mudroom situation, and then it led you out into the other part of the house, right?
Hmm.
After we got through the bar and we went to that little mudroom, there was a person waiting in that little mudroom to scare you. I don't know if it was put on for extra fear or the gross aspect of it, but that chick smelled like fucking onions, bro. Like straight up BO taco night onion stench. I don't know what was going on, but everybody that passed through there was gagging
Oh,
on the stench.
I was wondering where this was going. No, I did not recall that being a thing, so I think that
Oh,
was special just for you, just for that night.
oh my god, dude, we were. I'm pretty sure she did it on purpose because there's no way in hell somebody smelled like that on accident. But we laid we laid into her.
Grilled
Now
onions.
grilled onions smell good. It smelled like day old left out onions mixed with armpits. Like it was absolutely disgusting. And we laid into her heavily. We were like, there's a Walmart up the street. If you need some deodorant, please, for the love of God, go buy some. And then some guy passed by and was like, whoa, that shit stinks.
No, yeah, I don't
People
recall
were
that
lighting
that
her
that
ass
part of the
up.
attraction.
It was bad, man. It was potent. You could taste it. It was that bad. And I'm not exaggerating because it was such a little confined area. It wasn't like it was out in the open and there was like a breeze that, every now and then it would make it tolerable. She was confined in that little mudroom bar
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just smelled like, oh, I wanted somebody else there so it wasn't just me that was a witness to that shit.
No, sorry, man. Yeah,
Well, I do. So if you stink, I'm calling you out.
I probably wouldn't say
That's
anything
how this
myself.
shit goes.
I probably wouldn't say anything. I would just, yeah,
Well, I mean, they also heckle you. It's not like she wasn't contributing back to any of the conversation or the teasing.
yeah. There was
No,
definitely
she
a
was
guy,
trying
a
not to
guy
cry
come
because
up
of
to
her
me,
own
called me
onion
Harry Potter
stench.
a lot.
People were calling you Harry Potter.
One of the workers, one of the guys, he's working the line. He was running around the
Uh,
line working it, and he followed me around. No, it was a girl. It was a girl. No, no, just being me. Yeah, I get it in high school, but not now. Like my hair is different, and I have facial hair now, so I don't look the same. But I always took pride in it anyway. It doesn't bother me at all. Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be next week's game. This is going to be next week's game. It's going to be. Well, I guess I don't need to divulge the game, but you and Craig are going to be competing against each other, and I'll be hosting it with the prize on the line being that you get to be an honorary brother. That if you win it, you get to keep it until next time, and then Craig has to beat you to remove it, to remove the title from you.
Is this a fair game? Is this a fair game or is this rigged?
No, it'll be a legit game.
I, I don't need you to Wall Flanagan my ass and give him like a
That was
50
my thought
point
for the stakes. Well, I'm not
chance.
saying that rules can't change on the fly. I'm just saying I have
I
nothing
fucking
planned.
do it. I fucking do it.
I have nothing planned, but yes, I'm gonna get that put together for next week's game with those stakes on
It's
the
gonna
line.
Flanagan shenanigan me. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be stuck
No, you might
feeling
reach the
all
level.
alone.
I don't know about your first game out, but you might reach the level eventually.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Do we want to get into our first review? Yes. Yeah, we'll do Five Nights at Freddy's first. Me as well. Same here. So it'll be a movie review just based solely on the movie itself as a movie.
It is slightly. It is slightly based on the game. I'm only going off of the little bit of game knowledge that I do have, and it's not from personal experience. It's from secondhand knowledge, but I did get some secondhand knowledge.
Try not to do too heavy spoilers, but you can if you have some knowledge, you can share it.
I mean, when I say slight, I mean it's very slight. Like a couple of the a couple of the little things were, I guess you could say, because they don't really address it in the movie that I saw. But then again, maybe my memory is failing me. But that that little thing that keeps jump scaring the main character in his locker
Hmm.
actually holds some value to the game. Apparently, it in the game when that guy pops up, he takes batteries from the players, which is essential for the flashlight because the flashlight is the only thing that blinds the. Oh man, I'm
The
blanking on the name, but
animatronics.
the trap. Yeah, well, no, not all of them, just the trap bunny. As far as the others go, they can be fooled with masks, apparently,
Mm,
but only the bunny is paralyzed when or blinded when you shine the flashlight on him. And the only way to use the flashlight is to have batteries. And the only way to keep your batteries is not running into that little bobblehead or with the balloon, little
mm.
balloon guy.
See, as far as I knew, the game storyline was you're trapped in this place, and then these things come to life and come after you. You have to survive or escape. So I didn't think there was this much of a storyline in the game like there is in the movie. Which not that that's a bad thing either, but I didn't think that it got that deep in the game. Hmm. I like the
I
movie a
know
lot. I think,
that.
especially for a PG-13 horror movie, it did a really good job. It wasn't all jump scares. I think it had a decent vibe. I thought the performances were good. My only issue with it was, like, they keep laying down these pieces for his backstory and stuff like that, and that lead up to some of the reveals that we get later on. Um, and I feel like as soon as you finally get the last piece, and you're like, oh, okay, like, as soon as everything comes together, it like ends super quick after that. I thought they could have made it a little bit longer, played with it a little bit longer in between you understanding what's going on and the end of the movie. But I liked it a lot. It was great seeing Matthew Lillard in it, and Josh Hutcherson did a really good job too. I liked it a lot.
That was it's actually surprisingly fun to watch. I didn't know if
Yeah.
I'd like it because I thought it would be geared towards kids more in the video game.
Hmm.
So I underestimated it. And that was actually a decent storyline. Like you said, it wasn't all about, since it was a different rating, they couldn't make it all gore. So they actually had to have like a somewhat decent storyline. But I agree. I do feel like it was rushed at the end there. It felt like when you found out, it should have taken place more in the center, or like you said, the runtime should have been a little bit longer, so that way it didn't feel so rushed.
Yeah. And not
But
even that like what happens in the ending or the idea of the ending is rushed, just that it was so short you didn't have a lot of time to sit with that with the whole understanding what's going on, to let the rest of it sink in a little bit more. And also, they used a lot of practical effects, which I always liked. They did a great job with that. And like you said, because it couldn't be too gory because of the rating, they did that really well. One part in particular that stands out in that sense is the girl that she gets bitten in half, but like whenever the thing goes down to grab her,
yeah,
it switches to a shadow, and you see her come up, and then half of the body fall down. The mouth closed and half of the body fall down. Like you see that as the shadow of that. So like, but the music and the timing and the how it was shot and everything, it still made it look good, and you knew exactly what happened. And um, uh, I think a gory version of that could only add so much to it. So they worked with what they had to work with, and I think it was really good. Yeah, gore has its place, but it doesn't need to be there. For me, I like all different types of horror. So
yeah. Honestly, I think the bloodiest scene in that movie was probably, well, I don't want to, like you said, spoilers. Do we not want to do too much spoilers, or are we trying to?
I don't want to do too many, but maybe if you just announce it that you're going to give some spoilers, I think that's fair.
All right, spoiler alert.
All right.
Mr. Woke over there. What's the ending of that fucking quote? Huh, Mr. Woke? No, I'm kidding. But okay, so spoiler alert. I would say that the goriest part of that is probably the ending itself, where Matthew Lillard. Huh?
Hey.
I said it. I said spoiler
Dude,
alert.
you don't even have to
People could
say the
pause this.
name. You could just say the role of the character. Like, you don't even have to say the person's name. The bad guy, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you said
I thought
spoilers,
everybody
so
knew Matthew Lillard
it's
was
a
in it.
spoiler. You said spoilers.
That, and it's not like you don't know he's in there. He's in the first scene. It's like he's in the trailer. I didn't say anything. Oh yeah, that is true. Although, come on, are you kidding me? In the first 5 minutes, I
I
knew.
kind of
Are you
figured it
shitting
was
me? In the
him.
first 5 minutes. In the first 5 minutes, I knew. The minute that he was like, "Oh, I have a job for you," I was like, "Oh, okay, so he's the bad guy." I was immediately. It wasn't even like 10 minutes into the fucking film where I was like, "Oh, so he's the bad guy." Well, I mean, come on.
All right, so I forget
I did say it. Okay?
what's the gory part? I forget exactly.
I was gonna say the goriest part is when you see, I don't know what that thing is called that flies through the air, that little pink floating head.
Hmm.
I don't know what that thing is called, but I know. Oh, oh, you might be right. Yeah, I didn't think about it. It does kind of thinking about it, but either way, so it does kind of look like it though. Yeah, it does look like it though. But okay, so Chomp Chomp at the end when he rips through the bunny suit, I'll just say the bunny suit. How about that? There you go. There's your vagueness. So when okay, well if you're gonna do it, let's do it from the beginning. So let's just jump into how it was hilarious that the dude randomly jumped a guy and started wailing on him with no backstory or preface at all, and just started beating the shit out of a guy in front of his own son. Let's start there, because that was absolutely hilarious. No, okay, so when he chomps through the
Oh
suit,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then the suit closes in, and you see it closing in on it on his body. There, I'm trying to be vague again. His body, and you see the little bit of blood coming through his clothes. I would say that that's probably the goriest part.
See, the funniest thing about this is that the point you're trying to get across, there would need to be no spoilers involved for that. I
I
know
was
that I
trying
kind
to
of blew.
say
I
it,
knew
but
I
you
kind of
guys
blew it
kept
up. I
going.
knew I kind of blew it up. But for you to get across that information, you did not have to say any spoilers. That's but like you said spoilers. You said you were giving a spoiler. You gave an announcements. Okay, right now we're ending spoilers. No more spoilers.
No, no more.
Wow. Wow.
Oh man, that's way worse than whatever I did. That is way worse. Oh shit, man.
Any parting thoughts? Do we want to come up with a grading system? We want to give it like a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, we would carry on for other movies that we do this for. I don't think we did it for Night of Something Strange, so we don't have to. But
Oh man, if we're gonna rate that movie, I'm rating that a fucking two
oh
and
no,
a
we
half
did,
at
didn't
best.
we? We did. Yeah, I
Oh,
think I
that's right.
said
Okay,
two.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think I gave it a half, is what I gave it, right? Yeah.
something like that. Damn, we got to get better. Let's do Freddy gloves. Yeah,
We're all over the place.
out of five Freddy gloves. What do you give Five Nights at Freddy's?
I give it a solid three, personally. I liked it for what it was, you know? It wasn't meant to be a really horror movie. It wasn't meant to be gory. So for what it was, I think they nailed it, honestly. I want to say three.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's fair.
The German joke over here.
Yeah. I think that I would have leaned more towards the 3.94 area, if not for the ending. Like I said, just my issue with the ending. So I would go three and a quarter, three and a quarter. I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
did.
well above average, but there's some top tier horror movies that I don't want to give anything a five. So I mean, I already have a ceiling. So I think it's better than average, and I would probably watch it again. Oh, I think that's what we did. We said based on will you watch this movie again? That's what we did with Night of Something Strange.
Yeah.
Mhm. I said I would probably not watch it again
Yeah.
unless we did
Yeah.
like a commentary on it or something like that. But
Oh,
I'm
that
not
sounds good.
looking. I don't know if I would ever look to watch it again. I would watch Five Nights at Freddy's again. Now we got to come up with a not necessarily right this moment, but we got to come up with a scale on like, would you watch it casually? Would you watch it to show another person? Would you watch it if another person wanted to watch it with you, or something like that? I think casually would be the best one. Showing somebody would be second best, and somebody wanting you to watch it third. But they're all positive. Hmm. Yeah, I would. Okay, we got to add another
I could
tier
see
that's like,
myself personally watching this really quick because my
what?
kids. I think because of my kids, I'd probably be I'll probably rewatch it within another
Well, this is
couple
not in
weeks.
actuality. It's like, would you like if time and whatever was no matter? If it was up to you, would you casually put it on? Like you don't have to base it in reality.
Oh, okay, okay.
We can add another tier also that's like I would watch that movie
Yeah,
again
it's
tonight or tomorrow or whatever. Because I definitely have movies like that. This isn't one, but I have one movies like that.
all right. Then, to be fair, I'd probably have to be watching it with somebody, like, and I have no idea when I would rewatch it.
Mm.
No idea. Yeah, I mean, I see. That's the thing about movies. Unless I don't really rewatch horror movies quick because to me, horror is more about a suspense, right? And if I know it's coming, it kind of dulls it for me. So I have to put a space in between there to really fully enjoy the movie like I did the first time I watched it.
Hmm. I can see that, but everybody takes in their horror differently. But I don't get got a lot at all. I jump scares don't get me. But I appreciate how they're done, how they're put together, and I just appreciate the horror in general. So that doesn't take away from my enjoyment. But if one does get me, I that one goes in its own tier. I would say this movie for me is a. I could see myself eventually watching it casually. So that's where I put that one. It's a good movie. It's a good horror movie. And every once in a while, I get on a stretch where I just tear through horror movies. So you know, I like to rewatch stuff.
Plus,
So
it's nice to kind of see Matthew Lillard in another slasher movie.
yeah.
It's kind of it's kind of nice to see him getting back into that genre.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. For the next movie, it's kind of comedy horror, and I think we did that because we did Night of Something Strange before that. So was your movie for next week also going to be comedy horror? I can't remember what it was.
I haven't picked it yet.
Oh, I thought we picked it that day. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, yeah. We're gonna reveal
Oh,
that by the end of the episode, so you gotta get on that.
I didn't know that. Oh shit.
Yeah, we gotta
All right,
announce what we're gonna be reviewing next week.
fair enough. Okay,
All right, but
okay.
think about it while
I
we do the
mean,
next part.
I know which movie I want to do, but I know that Christ over here would probably want to choose it for himself.
Mm.
There we go.
What
Is
is
this
it?
better? Oh,
Honestly, I would love to do an actual review of Murder Party. I
Oh
think if we did talk about
wow!
it, I think that was it.
It's been a long. Yeah, I only watched that movie that one time, but it was great
we've been
from
I
what I
trying.
actually just
remember.
recently watched that. I actually recently watched that with my son to show him, and he fucking loved it. He was laughing a lot during the movie.
So for about a half hour now, I have not been picked up on mic.
Are you for real?
What?
You guys have been picked up, but I'm being told I couldn't be heard, but I can now. But that's all
Oh
right.
wow! All right, boys, from the top.
All right, welcome to pod time, bitches. Again.
It's all good. I mean, I might have been coming through on one
Quietly.
aspect. It doesn't matter.
All right.
It's all good.
Well,
I do like the banter though. That was funny between the whole the oh here he goes with spoilers. that whole banter that was part of the fun. That sucks if that
yeah.
got cut off.
Hopefully, some of it came through. But yeah, let's move on to our next review. Which we did was Feast. Now I knew I should have wrote down, all the vital info about it, like as far as who directed it and whatnot, but I didn't write anything down. I do remember the movie though.
I watched it, and it was a rough watch for me.
Oh yeah, really?
Partway through it, I remembered that I had watched it a long time ago. Like when Jason
Mm-hmm.
Mewes popped up, I started remembering. Like once I seen him pop up, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I did see this. Oh, the little lady's back.
I totally forgot that he was in it until I seen him.
Oh, you trying
That
to
was the first time
trying to sit
watching
here?
it for me, and I did not expect him to pop up in it at
Yeah,
all. I had no idea. I just went into it brand new.
yeah, it was a fun surprise.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was actually. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed the cameo, I should say. As far as the movie goes, eh, well, it was. It felt like I was watching like some weird version of something
You're
strange.
coming in all you're coming in all weird. We can't hear you properly.
Sorry.
Let's
You
let
hear me at
Craig.
all
Let's
now?
let Craig take the first review on this. Continue, Craig.
I I I sort of liked the monsters. Like,
The design,
yeah, I liked that they looked like puppets, like kind of a throwback,
a lot of
not
practical effects.
CGI.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of
Uh,
practical in there.
I've no, don't put your. Sorry. Um, I forget his name, but the comedian Jonah something, the the guy that wears the hat and glasses in the movie.
Hmm.
Uh, like his character was probably the only one like I actually liked.
Really?
Yeah. Um, that that old lady, that old Karen lady. I don't know. Can't remember her name. I couldn't stand her. You know what I'm talking about? The old lady at the bar.
Hmm.
Let's see. I forgot how. Are we doing spoilers?
Yeah, we can spoil this one. This is an old movie.
I forgot like how fast they kind of killed Jason Mewes off.
Very
Like
fast.
when I seen him, I was like, oh yeah, he's not like an A-list celebrity or anything, but he's especially around that time, he was still probably closer to the height of his popularity. Like, because you're talking about 2006, so.
So Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back can only come out a couple years before that.
Yeah, and it might have been. Clerks 2 might have also come out.
I think Clerks 2 would have been after that.
It was around that time, though. But, like, I was so, like. I was surprised that they killed him off that quick. I was like.
He probably, I don't want to say only did it because it was a small cameo. Maybe that's all they could afford, or that's all they just wanted him to cameo. Like, it'd be funny if we got Jason Mewes to do this little cameo.
Like a Drew Barrymore Scream type thing. Like,
yeah,
you're going to see a big name, and then they get killed off quick.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be dying very quickly after I seen him. I knew he was going to be dying. But I also didn't remember him being in the movie, so that's also a big hint that he was probably not going to last long.
Yeah.
What did you think of the comedy in it? I think it was less comedy than horror action, whereas Night of Something Strange was, I think, more comedy. But what did you think of it?
There's only like a couple things that really made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the title cards
No.
Sadly.
If you could hear us, you're robotic. I laughed at some of the title card sequences when people would get introduced. I laughed at Jonah when he was like dying. I thought he played it like comically over the top a little.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I thought about this movie, I liked the characters. It seems like a lot more than you did. I didn't like them all, but I thought they were all well-rounded characters. I think that in Night of Something Strange, like none of the characters, like I guess you said you didn't like them, so this doesn't really matter to you. But I didn't. I thought they were all not even. I don't like them. It's like I dislike most of them. Like they were this, but I think the movie was made to be like over the top in a lot of ways. But
yeah,
I mean, you can't have this guy be that weird and into his cousin and looking at her and her boyfriend make it out in the mirror and touching himself. That guy's not likable now. He's unlikable. So I was like, I'm not gonna be sympathetic whenever if disaster falls him or whatever. But I think these characters, they all made it to be real people. You believe believed they were all that, and I definitely liked the characters. I was more invested into what happened, and I also think that they used the comedy. Again, it's a different style. They're going for a different thing. We have the guy busts in, and Tyler Clark comes up, says he's the hero. He's like, listen to me if you want to. I'm the guy that's going to save your ass, kind of thing. And then he gets eaten by a monster. Then his wife comes in. Title card comes up, the heroine, and then she lasts for a while, but about 3/4 of the way through, she gets picked off. And then a girl that was introduced at the beginning, who we've been with the whole time, now a second title card comes up for her, and now she's the heroine. So I like that. I liked how they used that, and also when the monsters started having sex outside the window whenever they were looking outside. At first, I was like, okay, now this is getting too goofy, and it was definitely goofy, but they had just killed one of the monsters. They realized before that moment started that was their baby. They're a family, and they killed their baby. So it's like, oh, they're going to be pissed. Then they start having sex, and it's over the top goofy. But then the one of them birds 2 more monsters immediately. So it was like, oh, I mean, so it wasn't just a monster gratuitous sex scene for no reason. They were trying to bring out more troops, So I was like, okay, it's like it was over the top comedy, but it was used to further the story. It was an intricate part of the story.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like how they use the comedy in this one a lot. Again, I just love it's very just over the top, goofy, and just too much. But yeah, I liked the comedy in it, and I enjoyed the movie. I definitely enjoyed it.
I don't know if it was just the day for me that I wasn't having like a bad day, but it was just one of those days where like when I watched it, it was just one of those days where you're like, eh. it's just a day.
Oh yeah.
So it might be
Hey, everything.
might be
It's
swayed
everybody's
different.
different, you know.
Like it wasn't a bad day. It wasn't a good day. It was just one of those like days that kind of blends in where you're just in a grind. So I don't know if that plays any factor into it or not.
It definitely could. It definitely could. I could definitely see that. I mean, as far as if we come up with some more scales or things to grade, as far as the movie being scary, not scary, but enjoyable. Except I think the monsters looked good. They looked, a little goofy, a little puppety, but I think on purpose, like you're saying. Oh, I got both
I
of you guys with issues. Maybe I'm the one with the issue.
No, I'm here.
You're still there? Okay, cool. Um, yeah, but it's not scary, but I think the story was good. Henry Rollins was in it, so I forgot he was in it. He was a big character too, so that was cool. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie, and as far as rating it on whether or not I would watch it again, I would definitely watch it again casually.
I would watch it one more time, like when I know I'm not having one of just those like days where you're just
Mm-hmm.
like sludging along just to get the day over with.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I watch it on one of those days, it's probably gonna be the same opinion where I'm like, it was a rough watch. But almost anything would be a rough watch on those days. But
Yeah,
Guys,
there is
am I
definitely some
audible?
truth to that.
kinda.
Yes.
Kinda. Okay, I'll take kinda. um, I finally logged in on my other phone, so I can try to join in. However, I need to add the channel, and I forgot how to.
I I would have to shut the stream down because I'd be showing a lot of sensitive info
Information.
to
Yeah. Okay.
send you
That's
the invite.
what I was afraid of. All right. Okay. Then never mind.
How much longer do we have? You could
We'll
just
just
be
do it
on
another.
audio for the end of this one.
Yeah, we don't need to see that mug anyway. This is where the beauty's at.
I'm
Right
here.
Right here. This
Yeah,
is all,
not until you shave that head. We don't want to see that face till the head
yeah,
gets shaved.
yeah.
How
You
much
know
longer
what?
do we got, Craig?
We're at 44
Is that?
minutes.
No.
44.
Okay. All right. Crinkle, you want to give your review? Uh-oh.
You're very robotic if you can hear us. Oh boy. This is rough. This is a rough podcast. You couldn't hear me for like 30 minutes and you...
I really didn't expect it.
Can you hear us?
Can
Can you hear us? Apparently you
What if
can't
all
hear
of a
us?
sudden it starts looping and then more people come in and he starts freestyling over it?
It's frozen on just that face.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Big screen it. Censor him out. Nope. Get me. Get all of us. Get you. You're soloed on the podcast screen now. It's just you. Just me.
All right.
And then
Can we still hear you?
we could hear you and me, and he's loading, and he's gone. He left, so it's just the two of us.
All right.
Nah,
Just the two of us.
now that the dead weight is gone, we can get this podcast going.
Yeah, with all these problems, we might just pull the honorary brother offer off the table after all. I'm still going back and forth. We'll plan to play the game, but I might just change the stakes up.
How about
I don't know if we want to lend our last
Alright.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Or we could say, wink, wink, that he's the honorary brother. Wink, wink. But we secretly know he's not. Wink, wink.
That's funny.
Can we hear you? Can you hear us?
It stinks that he's...
Yeah, I could hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay, sounds good now. Oh, no, there it goes. There it goes.
Towards the end, you got robotic. Technical difficulties.
Okay, how do you guys just complete this pod without me, man? Just chalk this up to technical difficulties on my end, man. Alright?
Are you
I'll pod with you guys next week, man.
Are you almost in a good area?
I'm parked where I need to be parked at. It's running off a hotspot. That's probably why the signal...
I mean, we can hear you just fine now.
I don't know what the difference is. I've been sitting in this spot for 5 minutes.
I don't know.
Then real quick, the only thing I was going to say is the Judah Friedlander parts in that movie were hilarious. I loved every Judah Friedlander part in that movie just because I find his acting hysterical.
Yeah, he was really good.
I also didn't expect him to live as long as he did.
Are you at home? Like, are you able to just connect to your Wi-Fi at home?
No, I told you guys I had a prior engagement, so I'm in a parking lot again, but in a different area. I would probably be fine if I just left the apartment complex, because it's like as soon as I enter the apartment complex, it's when I had a problem.
Oh. Are you going to play Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's not your fault, and I'll leave the honorary brotherhood on the table, okay?
Well, thank you. I feel honored.
Do you want to partake in the Would You Rather real quick?
I'll try.
All right. So this week it's a you pick out of which 50-50 chance you want to take. So your first 50-50 chance is you're at a glory hole where one hole on the other end could be your childhood celebrity crush, but there's a 50-50 chance that it could also be Freddy Krueger on the other end of the hole. So, that's your first 50-50. The second 50-50, you're on the other end of the glory hole.
Real quick.
What? Yes?
Am I the one sucking or getting sucked?
You didn't let me finish. There's two parts to the 50-50. And it depends on which one you take.
Sorry.
So for the first half, you're on one side getting the suck off, and it could either be done by your celebrity crush, or it could be Freddy Krueger, and who knows what the fuck he's gonna do to you. Or would you be on the other side of the glory hole where you'd be doing the sucking And in that scenario, you have a 50-50 chance of $1 million being slid through the glory hole to you, or your dad's dick comes through.
I knew you were
But
gonna
you know
say
I'm all about my money.
dad's. I knew you were gonna slip in your dad's dick somewhere in there. I had a feeling you were
Yeah.
gonna say something like that.
You don't know
And
which one you're going to
oddly,
get.
I'd
Would you
still
rather
go.
speak there?
Like, you don't know
Yeah,
which one you'd get.
I'd still go with. I'd still go with the I'm sucking off, because regardless, at least in that situation, I don't get my dick cut off. So
No, but
I'll take a shot in the mouth from my dad over
if it gets me a
over
few
that.
miles down the road.
Okay, so before I answer, that's a good one. Before I answer, I know what the odds are going into this, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I'm in front of the hole, I know that it's either $1 million or my dad specifically, right?
Yeah, you just don't know which one's going to happen.
Does my dad know?
No.
He knows that it's me. He does not know it's me.
Your dad doesn't know it's
I
you.
think
I'm not going to change
I
it.
have terrible luck. Absolutely terrible.
I'm not going to.
You can make it 75-25, and I'll get the $1 million, and I kind of think I know what's
As long
coming
as
through
my
that hole,
dad
but
doesn't know that
I'm still
getting
going to take that chance.
It'd be weird, like, if your dad knew going up. I'm just saying, it's not going to be a situation where it's like you walk out and your dad's still there and sees you and he's like, son, oh. like you.
My boy, what have you done? My boy, what have I done?
The only one who would know in that situation would be you, because you would be told it's either going to be money or it's your dad's dick, and if a dick comes through, you know whose it is. Whereas the other one, you're putting yourself through the hole, and it could be your crush or it could be Freddy Krueger. He could suck it. You don't know. He could. You wouldn't. Yeah, you don't know what he's
Have
gonna
a little
do.
tattoo on the end of it that I'm free. No, that's a terrible joke. I didn't like that addition to the remake anyway. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Freddy doesn't do that. He doesn't play that. He just kills kids, okay? That's it.
And then...
Yeah, I'm still chancing the money.
Since we did the Five Nights at Freddy review as well, I could throw you the Would You Rather that I had planned for that one as well. Just to fill out the hour.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Would you rather see your mom's orgasm face every time your lady moaned sexually during whoopee, or hear your dad's orgasm grunts every time you popped a boner?
This is impossible. Wow. So I have to answer this.
Wait,
One of them you see, one of them you visually
can
see.
you repeat that?
Okay, so
Not really.
so anytime your girl makes moans during whoopee, you visually see your mom's orgasm face. Or every time you pop a boner, you hear dad's orgasm grunts.
You had to say it all slow like that.
Is it? Do you just hear the grunts the first time that you pop the boner,
Ever.
while you're around the entire time?
It's just every time you pop the boner, you hear it. Think about how many times you pop boners a day.
Okay, so then it's over after that.
Yeah.
I
You don't continually hear it.
I would pick the dad's grunt.
The only one that would be continually would be
I would
seeing your
say
mom's
hearing my
orgasm
dad's
face
grunt
every
probably
time your
initial.
lady moaned.
Do you have to hear the moan? Could I stifle the moan? Or just tell her like, hey, don't moan this time?
I mean, you could, and I'm sure she'd ask, and then they might go over the top with it, knowing like I'm gonna mess with him. He's gonna be in me and see his mom.
Yeah, Maritza likes to joke around, so maybe that wouldn't be a good idea.
I'd probably go with hearing my dad's grunt every time up.
Yeah, that one seems like the more reasonable one. Yeah.
And for
definitely.
the other
That's what I'm
50,
gonna go with.
Right.
for the other 50,
All right, so we're all in agreement.
we'd
I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh yes, I agree. We'd all prefer to hear our dad's grunt over seeing our mom's
Yes.
orgasm face.
All
Unless it's a funny
right.
face.
Excellent.
Maybe it's a funny face like.
I don't know. No. No. Still no.
You're
going.
going.
Like, I can't see your whole screen. I can only see like this part of your face, so that looks so hilarious to me.
She's like. It's or like you obviously wouldn't hear your mom in that scenario. You wouldn't hear her. You'd be hearing your girl, but you would visually be seeing whatever face she makes. Your dad's the only one you'd hear. So like anytime you pop it, you'd hear like or whatever sound he makes. Hey.
Nah. All right. We're all in agreement then.
What movie? We agreed on Murder Party.
Murder Party for next week. Yes.
Is that what was picked?
Yes. Murder Party.
Can you hear us, Crinkly? I assume no. The lack of yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, he tried. I'll still leave the Honorary Brotherhood on the table. So we got the two of the things that we're doing for next week is the Murder Party movie review and the trivia game with the Honorary Brotherhood on the line for Crinkly.
Sounds good with me. This will I'll still put this up full. Even like you and him will be heard. The first half hour I won't be heard, and the second half hour we're like a minute away from hitting an hour. So you'll get a
throw some text up if you have that ability. Throw some text up at the beginning that says, my audio comes in after. Just that way they'll know.
I'll get it up.
When we end the podcast, should we do the bye brother for the end of the podcast?
Oh, I'm up for it.
Instead of the till next time, bitches, or whatever.
Yeah. Let me close this.
Oh, I got it. And then at the end of every show, you and I say bye brother, and if Crinkly wins the Honorary Brotherhood, he gets to say it as well. But and if he's not an Honorary Brother at the time, he cannot say it. He has to stand there. So he has to sit there silently while we say it.
He gets punished.
That sounds like a plan. If he was here, he could vote on it, but he's not. So it's just you and I.
I think it's funny. I think he's probably going to get mad about it.
We'll run it by you, but
yeah.
We'll just let him say it if it's a big.
Unless he's watching right now.
He has a chance to earn it. It's gonna be fair and square.
That's true. It'll be
I
funny.
think I'll make the questions in random order, stuff like that.
It'll be funny. It'll be like the first time he wins and gets to take part in it won't be funny, but the next time he loses and doesn't get to take part in it, and he's gonna have to sit there bitter about it, it's gonna be funny to me. Because you know he's gonna wanna he's gonna wanna be on it so bad.
Yeah. He will. I have a feeling he's gonna earn it.
I'm up for giving him extra lifelines as well to skew it more in his favor.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll have to discuss that throughout the week so I can incorporate whatever some you had in mind, so I can incorporate that in somehow. Because I'm pretty much just going to be doing trivia. I might set up a couple of different segments, and score each one, but it's pretty much going to be trivia.
Sounds good to me.
Up to, like I said, we'll discuss that later. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what happened
for this week's episode.
Unless you've got anything else you want to bring up. I don't know why they're saying they couldn't hear me. Like I got two audio levels showing that my mic's being picked up.
They're saying they still can't hear you?
No, what I'm saying is like I had my audio level and it's showing like it's doing the meter. And then when they said they couldn't hear me, I added in a second audio input, and it looks and sounds like it might have fixed it. But it's weird because it's like on my end it's showing two voices from me. So I don't know if it's doubling up my voice, so I'll have to go back and listen to this. But Sammy and Abby
it'll be an interesting experience.
Learning as we go. It was set up fine the first time, so I don't know. I don't know if like multi-streaming it to Facebook as well messed it up, but we'll get it figured out for next time.
It had to do with Crinkle's situation in his phone and whatever. I'll bet his phone was messing us up. So
it was. That fucking that non-brother bastard.
Yeah. This guy. Like, who's this guy?
We're over an hour now. If you're ready to cut it.
Yeah. Let's cut it, and then we'll pick it up next Saturday with our review of Murder Party and our game.
Sounds good. Well, cut it here, and then I will do the the stream shutdown ending stuff. So I'll say bye, brother, and take myself out of the mix.
Bye, brother.
Bye, brother.
Summer night, would you dance with the wolf in the pale moonlight?